principal component analysis. And one more thing, I'm in the full screen. If any question comes in the chat box, I'm not able to see that. Somebody can read the question. You can stop me, then I will answer for that question. If any question during my presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Then I will explain the basic concepts of this principal component analysis. Then I will do the principal component analysis regression. Even though the title it is mentioned regression, I will cover how to do regression after principal component analysis. Then in the cluster analysis, there are two parts there. I'm not knowing whether we can able to cover these two, because one is a k-means algorithm, another one is agglomerative methodology. Let us see that whether we can do this analysis or not. So I have some Excel data sheet. If I share that, the participant can use it, can do along with me.
Yes, sir, we can provide them.
I do not know. We'll see that if they, because then only they can feel comfortable when they do the something along with me with the data. They may feel comfortable. I will see that when that situation comes, I will see that whether I will share the data. Because many participants may be logged in the mobile phone. If they are logged in the mobile phone, they cannot do this one. If they are logged in computer, they can do the analysis along with me.
Professor Ramesh, we can do one thing. Please just share the data so that that can be shared to the participants. So those who are having this laptop, they can just do along with you. So just send the data so that this can be shared.
Now it's I'm sharing. Here, how to share the sensor? Shall I send to your mail ID?
Yes, I
yes, sir.
Just 1 minute. I stop sharing now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sending to email ID. So this PPT also I will share so that they can. There is a signal problem. Another
Okay,
system they can watch.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sure.
I'm replying. I'm attaching, there are 5 files is there, because I'm attaching this clustering also, in case we are not able to cover, they can refer. So these content is there in my NPTEL lecture on a course. I have one course on data analytics with Python. So this PPT is there in, you can watch that YouTube video, you can for further clarification. Yes, I have sent it.
Okay, sir.
Can you check it?
Yes, sir, I will check.
I have sent you a mail.
Ankit, please check and broadcast it to different groups.
Any student coordinator is who is there? Any student research scholar who is coordinating, so that I can. Abhinav.
Yeah, Abhinav and Ankit is there.
Yes. You are the research scholars.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Please say that I have sent the attachment.
Yes, sir. We will. You can continue with the lectures, or we will share it on the group.
Yes, that's better. Yes. Yeah. My screen is visible now?
Sir, yes, sir.
Abhinav. Okay. So before going this principal component analysis, why we have to do the principal component analysis? The reason is you might have studied a simple linear regression. Have you studied, Abhinav? What is the meaning of simple linear regression? Say if I write y equal to B0 plus B1 x1. This is simple linear regression. Abhinav, I'm remembering only one name, so I'm going to keep on asking question to you. You have to respond to me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the meaning of simple linear regression? Because there is only one independent variable is there. Yes? Then
Yes.
what is multiple regression? Y equal to B0, B1 x1, B2 x2 plus B3 x3. It may be like this. So there are three independent variables. One,
Hello.
I think there is some connectivity issue.
Hello, sir. I think we are having some technical glitch again.
Can anyone call him? Do you have his mobile number so that you can call him?
Yeah, yes, I am calling.
Okay.
hello.
We can hear you. Yes.
Yes, I think something has happened. I'm also getting. So I have relogged in again. Any problem you were saying?
No, sir. You can
Okay.
reshare your screen.
Yes. I'm resharing again. Is available?
Yes, sir.
So keep on speak something so that I feel somebody is there another end. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what will happen? Because in the x1, x2, 3, x1, x2, x3, if it is highly correlated, what will happen to the regression analysis? Have you tried any regression analysis where x1, x2, x3 are highly correlated? Whether it is a yes.
Yes, sir. If all the variables are correlated, then it will not affect too much in the output because they are all doing the same kind of thing actually.
Yes. Very good. Who is answering this?
Anshul.
Yes, Anshul. Good answer, Anshul. If these variables are highly correlated, you cannot do the regression analysis because the assumption for regression analysis is that there should not be any multi-collinearity. What is a multi-collinearity? These independent variables should not have any correlations. But many times in practical, what will happen? These variables will have some correlations. That is the one point. The another point is, suppose how many independent variables? Assume that there are 20 independent variables. Can we do a regression analysis using 20 independent variables?
Yes.
Whether it is good or not. Yes, we can do analysis. Whether it is good or not.
In my opinion, it is not good.
Yes, because you know why it is not good? Because these independent variables, even though there are 20 independent variables, it may have highly correlated between other among them. So what you have to do, you have to reduce the number of independent variables. Okay, then you have to do the further analysis. So the purpose of principal component analysis is, one is to reduce the number of independent variable. The second one, if there are any correlation among independent variables, that correlation need to be eliminated. So these two objectives is obtained with the help of this concept called principal component analysis. Okay. Yes. Before going to the principal component analysis, the base for this principal component analysis is your eigenvalue and eigenvectors. So for next 5 minutes, what I am going to explain, even though you might have studied from the school onwards, we study eigenvalue and eigenvectors. So what is the physical meaning of eigenvalue, Abhinav? You know, you might have studied this one, lambda 1, lambda 2 in the matrix algebra.
Yeah.
Really, what's the, yes.
Actually, they provide the importance of the features, which is highly which has high variance in the.
Exactly. Very good, very good. It's a good answer. Yes. Because the eigenvalue will help us to separate variables which are having high features, high variance. Okay. But that is in a higher level. But in the school level, if you want to explain, suppose if you want to scale, suppose I have a small matrix. If you want to scale, right? If you want to extrapolate, that extrapolation is done with the help of this number called eigenvalues. That is for scaling. Scaling. It is similar to our central limit theorem. Not similar, maybe I am trying to find out there is an analogy between central limit theorem and this eigenvalue. In central limit theorem, what we'll be doing, we'll take some sample. From the sample, we will predict the population parameters, whether it is mu or sigma. But here we'll take a matrix. We are trying to scale up. We are trying to generalize that matrix at different levels, higher levels. So that the scaling up is done with the help of this eigenvalue. So just I have taken a small example. I will explain how this eigenvalue works. The first one is when you are multiplying, suppose say there is a prerequisite. Suppose if we have a matrix M cross P multiplied by cross M. So this is the prerequisites. We are multiplying two matrices. See that this P should be same for matrix 1, matrix 2. That means the number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. See this MP, PQ, at the end you will get the PQ matrix because PP will get cancelled. And other thing, this eigenvalue is applicable only for the square matrix, not matrix, it is matrix. So square matrix has associated with the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. For non-square matrix, you cannot have eigenvalue. What is the implication of this sentence? Abhinav, can you say why? What is the meaning of this assumptions? We can have eigenvalue only for a square matrix. Abhinav?
I have no.
Yeah. For example, assume that I have 2x1, 3x2 plus 4x3 equal to say 20. Suppose 5x1, 10x2, 6x3 equal to say 40. So now this is not a square. If I am converting this into the matrix form, it won't come in the square form, right?
Yes.
Whether I can solve these equations?
No.
Why?
Because there are 3 variables and 2 equations are
Yes,
there.
that is the logic. That is the logic. So if you want to solve it, you need to have one more equations. Say 6x1 plus 7x2 plus say 9x3 equal to say 60 something. So now when you form this one, what is this one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 6, 6, 7, 9. Now see this requirement. Then x1, x2. So what I'm trying to say here, the eigenvalue is applicable only for the square matrix. What is the meaning of this assumption is that if you want to solve 3 simultaneous equations, you should have, if there are 3 unknown variables, there should be minimum 3 equations. So that is the assumption of this, that we can find the eigenvalue only for the square matrix.
In my opinion, one more thing, sir, we can
Yes.
have. If we have more number of equations, even 3 expressions are sufficient to identify the values of variables.
Yes.
We have 3 independent variables are there. If we have more number of equations are there, even they are not meaningful for us because 3 equations are sufficient to identify the values of 3 variables.
Yes, that is the result of principal component analysis. I will come back at the end. That
Okay.
Now just I am explaining the school level algebra now. Yes, you are correct. That answer is the outcome of this principal component analysis. But I did not come to that stage now.
Okay.
I think you already know the principal component analysis. Okay, so see, not all square matrices will have the eigenvalue, because here it is similar to the concept of the rank of your matrix. Suppose there are 3 cross 3 matrix, rank is 2. What is the meaning of this? Abhinav?
Oh, yes.
I have a 3 cross 3 matrix.
Yes.
The rank of the matrix can be 1, 2 or 3, right?
Yes.
But I got the rank of matrix 2 for out of 3 cross 3 matrix. What is the physical meaning of this?
Maybe only 2. We can access. We can just define only 2 variables. If your rank is 2, it means we can define only 2 variables. I think so.
Yeah, it is not 2 variables. Only there are 2 independent equations there. The third one is there that is dependent on another equation. So that is not required. That is why rank is 2.
Okay.
So that is why here we see not all square matrices will have the eigenvalue. Okay. And another point is, if there are n cross n matrix, there will be n eigenvectors. For n eigenvector means there is a n eigenvalues. If I say it is a 3 cross 3 matrix, there will be a 2 eigenvalues. For each of the 2 eigenvalues, there will be a 2 eigenvectors. Okay. So what is this principal component analysis? Principal component analysis is way of identifying patterns in the data. Data are expressed in such a way, the similarities and differences are highlighted. What is the meaning of similarities? If there are x1, x2, I told you, x1, x2, x3. If x1, x2 are highly correlated, that's the similarities. x3 is different from other similarities. So if there are 10 variables, we can find out what are the variables are similar in nature, what are the variables are not similar in the nature. So once the patterns are found in the data, it can be compressed. What is the meaning of compressing? Reduce the dimension. If there are 3 variables, it may be enough to use only 2 variables for doing further analysis. So how to compress that? That compression is done with the help of this principal component analysis. This is a principal, not PLE. Principal, school principal. Why we call him as a principal? Because he is an important person. Same way here also, there may be 10 variables. We are going to identify only the principal variables, important variables. Okay. So another is, we can focus on predominant information content. 10 variables. Out of these 10 variables, informations are content only in maybe 3 variables. So we can focus on only 3 variables. Other 3 variables can be neglected. That I will tell you how to do that. Yeah. First, what are the steps is by eigenvectors and eigenvalues. Assume that how to find out eigenvalue and eigenvectors. A simple example. Say A be a square matrix. Okay. So lambda, if lambda is a scalar and x is a non-zero column vector, so x would be non-zero. If you are able to satisfy this, Ax equal to lambda x, you see this lambda is kind of a scaling factor. So here x is eigenvector of A and lambda is eigenvalue of A. So this eigenvector is going to hold our compressed informations. So eigenvectors are possible only for a square matrices. So and another point is eigenvectors of a matrix are orthogonal. What is the physical meaning of this orthogonal? What is the physical meaning of it? They are perpendicular to each other, yes. So
Yes,
what is the
yes.
meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? So the meaning is you will get a distinct vectors.
Yes.
Distinct vectors. There won't be any similarity among the vectors. That is called orthogonal. That means it is not
Hello, sir. Hello.
I think there is some connectivity issue again. We are contacting sir. He will be back in no time. Please stay put.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think some network issues not from my side because I have the LAN connection here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Microsoft may be crashing. Because generally we took class using Team only. It will be out from my side. But if I am leaving the meeting, please inform me because I am keep on continuing.
Yes, yes, sir.
I think now it is visible. So what I was discussing, I have taken a sample matrix, very simple matrix, 1, 2, 2, 1. Suppose I want to find out the eigenvalue. So we know that A minus lambda I equal to 0. A is a given matrix. Lambda is what we have to find out. I is because it is a 2 cross 2 matrix. I have added a simple unit matrix. So when you simplify this, what will happen? 1 minus lambda, 2, 2, 1 minus lambda. When you take a determinant, so you will get an equation like this. When you simplify, see this is 1 minus lambda whole square. So a minus b whole square. A square 1 square minus 2 lambda plus lambda square minus 4. When you solve this, now when you again simplify, lambda square minus 2 lambda minus 3 equal to 0. So when you simplify this, lambda minus 3, when you factorize, lambda minus 3, lambda plus 1 equal to 0. So lambda equal to 3, lambda equal to minus 1. So we got two eigenvalues. Remember, there was a 2 cross 2 matrix, we got it 2 eigenvalues. So for these 2 eigenvalues, 3, minus 1, we have to find out the eigenvectors. So we know that already A minus lambda I x equal to 0. We have defined x is not equal to 0. Okay. So for first you see that take lambda 1 equal to 3. So in this equation A minus lambda I in the x equal to 0 I am going to substitute. Now instead of this lambda 1 we substitute to 3. So what will happen? 1 minus 3 2, 2 1 minus 3 is x1 y1. I have taken this is eigenvector for lambda 1. So when you simplify minus 2 2, 2 minus 2 x1 y1. So now what will happen? Again when you write this, when you simplify this, minus 2x1 plus 2y1, equation number 1. Another equation is 2x1 minus 2y1 equal to 0. Now you see what we are getting, x1 equal to y1. So for any value of x1, for example, if I take x1 equal to 2, my y1 value equal to 2. So this is one eigenvector. For what? When lambda 1 equal to 3. It may be any number because the value is we are not getting the actual value. The 2 is taken arbitrarily because x1 equal to y1. Okay. Similarly, what we have to do, lambda 2 equal to minus 1. So when we take lambda 2 equal to minus 1, again I am substituting this equation. So I will get 2 2 2 2 x2 y2. So when I simplify, you see that one 2x2 plus 2y2 equal to 0. So what I am getting, x2 equal to minus y2. So what is the meaning that this is another vector, eigenvector for lambda 2 equal to minus 1. So arbitrarily if we substitute 2, then y2 will be minus 2. So this is another. So we got a 2. One is 2, 2. Another one is 2, minus 2. So these are two eigenvectors for two eigenvalues. Yeah. This is the simple method for finding the eigenvectors. Okay. Now what we can do here, I have a, please open that Excel file which I have sent you. Can you open that Excel file? Somebody can open.
Ankit, have you shared the material in the groups?
Yes, sir, I'm sharing it.
Okay, just share
Please
the
share it. Okay. No, not at present. Okay, not at present. When I will tell you that time it will open. Okay. So what I have explained is a simple way to find out the eigenvectors. Now we'll go to the principal component analysis. Then we'll do with the help of that Excel data set. What I have it, I will tell you how to do the principal component analysis. So the previously what I spent previous 10 minutes are how to find out the eigenvectors. So data on p variables. Assume that there are p variables x1, x2, x3, xp. So what will happen? These variables may be correlated. So what is the physical meaning of correlation? Correlation indicates information contained in one variable is also contained in some of the other p minus n variables. Suppose say x1 and x2. If I find some correlation, so what is the meaning is that same information is shared between two variables x1 and x2. Okay. So what is the principal component analysis? Transform the p original correlated variable into p uncorrelated components. See that? Now the variables are converted or transformed into uncorrelated components. These are called orthogonal components or principal components. These principal components are linear functions of the original variables. So what is the meaning? If I have x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. Assume that these variables are highly correlated. So what I am going to do, I am going to transform these variables into different components, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. But these components are linear combination of this x1, x2, x3, but these components are orthogonal to each other. That means these components are not correlated. That is, components are uncorrelated. This is the basic idea behind principal component analysis. What the transformation which I told you, what transformation we are doing is z equal to x into a. Actually, what is z, what is x, and what is a? The x is the given independent variables. Okay, so suppose if I say x1, x2, x3. So x is n cross p matrix of n observations of p variable on p variable, kind of independent variables. Z is a matrix of n values for each p component. That's what we are going to find out Z. The A is the p cross p matrix of coefficients defining a linear transformation. Okay, it's nothing. A is nothing but our eigenvectors. I'll explain with the help of a data. So all x are assumed to be deviations from their respective mean. Hence, x is a matrix of deviation from the mean. The x has to be centered. What is the meaning of centered? I will tell you in the Excel I have it. We have to transform generally x minus x bar. That we have to do that. Because we have to standardize x. That's why we are doing x minus x bar. Okay. So what are the steps for principal component analysis? Start with the data for n observations on p variables. Then form a matrix of size n cross p with the deviations from the mean of x variables. Calculate the covariance matrix and calculate the eigenvalue for the covariance matrix. From the eigenvalue, you find out the eigenvectors of the covariance matrix. So this eigenvectors, okay, will help you to find out the principal component. So with the help of data, we'll do that. So I have two data set here. I have 10 data set, x1, sorry, for 10 values, x1, x2. I think this slide is visible to you? Abhinav?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Silence.
Yes. X1, X2. So for these two data sets, I'm going to do principal component analysis. This same value there in the Excel also. The first step is, I'm going to center this. These two variables. You see this? I have converted like this. So what I have done, the mean of X1 is 106.3. So when you X1 minus mean, so 105, see how we got this minus 1.3, 105 minus 106.3. So that is minus 1.3. Like that, each element is, from each element we are subtracting its the mean. That is the X1. Similarly for X2 also, see what we are doing, 42 minus 38.6. 46 minus 38.6. Okay.
Yes.
So we are finding from its, we are subtracting from its mean. So we got the X1 mean, X2 mean. So why we are doing this one? Nothing but we are centralizing. Centralizing means we are standardizing.
Yes.
Now generally, what is the easiest way? You remember this? X minus X bar by mu. We have studied this Z. You remember this, for converting, for standardizing a number, we'll use this formula. But here I am using only the numerator form. There is a reason for that. Because if you are doing a regression analysis, you have to divide by its corresponding standard deviation. Here I am not doing any regression analysis, just I have taken only independent variables. For that independent variable, I am going to find out the principal component analysis, X minus X bar. Okay. So I am subtracting X from its mean. The next one, I am finding this covariance matrix. What is the covariance matrix? This is nothing but the variance. Variance between X1 and X1 is this one. The X1 and X2 is a covariance. You remember what is the formula for covariance? I am writing here. See, there are two things there. Variance formula is sigma of X minus X bar whole square divided by n minus 1. If it is the covariance of X comma Y, what is the formula? Sigma of X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar divided by n minus 1. But Abhinav, are you comfortable with these equations?
Yes.
Yes. So we are finding the covariance. Suppose if we want to know, this Abhinav will answer this. What is the covariance of X comma X?
Like the summation of X minus X bar.
What is? It is nothing but the variance of X. Correct or not?
Yes, yes.
If there are two variables, there is a meaning for covariance. If I am finding covariance of X comma X, it is nothing but its variance. So that's what we are having this value. So this value is nothing but covariance of X comma X, this one. This value is covariance of X1 comma X2. Here this variable is covariance of X2 comma X2. That's nothing but the variance of X2.
Yes.
Do you agree? So
Yes,
here, yes, you please, if you have that Excel, I am opening Excel also. Yes, sir. Now my Excel sheet is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Go up. You see this. This is the data set I have taken. I have find out the average of this one. You look at this, what formula I used. P2, how I am centralizing. P2 minus P12. P12 because I am putting the dollar symbol to make to freeze that cell so that I can drag it. Similarly, I have done this one. See, you see the here, I found the variance of X1. You see the formula? Variance dot S. I am finding the sample variance.
Yes. Again, sir, screen is freeze, sir. Actually, screen is freeze. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, I don't know because all the people, all the person.
Yes, I will log in.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Because of sharing the screen, it is coming.
No,
What is the
sir.
reason? Because I'm sure that internet connection, there is no problem on my side. We don't know what is happening.
Sir, you can switch off your video, maybe because of the video sharing this is happening.
Yes, that maybe it may take more. Yes, maybe. Now I switch off. Am I there? Visible? Screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That is my PPT. Yeah. Screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm explaining here. So I'm finding the variance of x1, variance of x2, and covariance. So here I'm forming a covariance matrix. So for this covariance matrix, right? For this covariance matrix, I'm going to find out the eigenvalues first. Okay. So what you can do, I have explained how to do the eigenvalues manually. In Python, there is a simple code is there. I will share the Python screen. I'm opening Jupyter Notebook. Please wait. Yes, here.
Yes, sir. Sir, please zoom the content actually so that it is visible properly. Yes.
Share this code also with you. No problem. It is there available in internet. It's not very visible to you.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
You see this. How to find out eigenvalue in your Python. So np.array, we have to import numpy. You see that I have entered the covariance matrix. 216.67, 141.35, right? I will remove the answer so that you can find the. Yeah, this is a very simple code. Only thing is you have to manually enter the matrix here. So when you enter the matrix, I am printing M, that is a given matrix. Then you see W, V, NP dot linear algebra, that is LIN algebra dot EIG, eigenvalue for the given matrix. So I am printing eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So I am going to execute this. Shift enter. See this answer? Answer is visible. I am highlighting the answer.
Yes, sir.
So what is there? The given matrix is given. the eigenvalue is 322.37 and 27.66. Abhinav?
Yes.
Yes. At the below that, you see corresponding eigenvectors 0.8008, 0.5988.
Yes.
For another eigenvector is minus 0.5988, then 0.800. Got it? This value only I have taken in Excel. See that, this value. See that new lambda 322, this corresponding eigenvector is 0.8000 and 0.59. Okay. So these are two eigenvectors. Now you see that there is a concept called trace. See, I have taken, is visible? Wait. See, I have typed, there are two eigenvalues for us. One is 322.39, another is 27.67. So we have to find out the trace. What is the trace is, the sum of these eigenvalues how much? You see the formula, I have added this one, 322 plus 27, approximately I am getting 350.
Yes.
Right? So you see this one, percentage explained. So what I am saying, 322.39 divided by 350. That is I5 divided by L5. So what is happening is, we have an eigenvector 322.392 eigenvalue. So these eigenvalues, we will get an eigenvector. So this eigenvector explaining 92% of the variance of the original matrix.
Yes.
Very good. I think somebody is answering very nicely. Who is that? Is it? Yes, Vandana, your answer is correct. The other one, if you divide 27 divided by 350, I'll do that. Equal to 27 divided by 350. That is the remaining. So only 7% of the variance is explained by the other eigenvector, whose eigenvalue is 27.7. So in this, out of these two matrices, out of these two independent variables, so which independent variable is most important?
First one.
First one. So that is the idea. Right?
Yes.
Now what we can do, see this one. So now I have taken the original values, that is the centered values. So here I have taken eigenvector for when the eigenvalue is 322.392. See that? 0.8000, 0.59. So when you multiply this is my x, this is totally called x, this is a, so I am getting z. I remember initially I am writing z equal to
X. XA.
xa. This a is nothing but the eigenvector. I can take two eigenvector, but I am not taking two eigenvector because eigenvector 1 is explaining 95% of the variance. So now what has happened? Now the two variable is compressed into one variable. Now this is our principal component. You can have another one also. You can write another, you can write here minus 0.598, 0.0888. You will get another vector, but there is no use for that because that is explaining only 7% of the variance. Okay, so this is the basic logic of our principal component analysis. So there are two independent variables. We have identified that out of these two independent variables, only one independent variable, that is one component. Now this is not x1, you should remember. x1, x2 is transformed into in the form of, you can call it, this is C1, this is C2. So this C1 is capturing 95% of the variance. So C1 is one principal component. C2 is another principal component. That's what I have given in the see this covariance matrix. So this is given matrix. This is the covariance matrix. From this covariance matrix, I found the eigenvalue. From the eigenvalue, I find the eigenvectors. You see that this is I wrote it only for example. This is not actual value. You see that? You see, for example, this one, I think this is 90. How much percentage actual value? This is 7%. This is maybe 93%. Yes, Vandana, am I right? Abhinav?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, 92.7%.
Approximately. So what we are doing, you see that so much of variance of original variance is explained by the
I think we are again into technical issue. சார் எங்க அண்ணன் ஃபோன் பண்ணிச்சு கொஞ்ச நேரம் கழிச்சு கிளாஸ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லு கொஞ்ச நேரம் கழிச்சு Yes. Abhinav?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you are audible.
Yes. Something is happening, I do not know.
Certain is
Because I
maybe-
think the internet connection my side is not there. We have very good internet connection here. Yeah. Screen is visible now? Abhinav?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
So, step 5, choose the components to form a feature vector. How we are forming this? First, we are finding lambda j divided by trace. The trace is nothing but sum of the two eigenvectors. So, lambda 1 divided by total. That's what we are getting. We got around 93%. Yeah. Lambda 1 is 322. Total is 350. So lambda 1, that is eigenvector 1, can capture 92% of the variance. See this? 92% of the total system variance is represented by the first principal component. And the remaining, how much? Around 8%. This percentage. 8% is represented by the second component. Since the second component can be neglected. You now understood?
Yes,
That
sir.
is this is nothing but principal component analysis. So assume that this is eigenvector 1 when lambda equal to 322. So this is original value z equal to x into a. A is our eigenvector. When I multiply, this is our component 1. This is explaining 92% of the variance. You can consider both the vector. You will get a two components C1 and C2, but C2 can be neglected because it is explaining very lesser variance. and see that the C1, another important point is uncorrelated component. So now these C1, C2 can be considered as a new independent variable, which are uncorrelated in nature. We can omit C2 because that is going to only 7% variance is explained. We can keep C1. So further analysis can be done with the help of component 1. Okay?
Yes.
So the another, as I told you, there are P variables, we'll get a P principal component. It is up to you to decide how much component you want to keep with you. So what is the advantage of, we have done principal component analysis. Now we are going for principal component regression. What is the advantage of principal component? What is the advantage? One is we are reducing the number of factors, number of variables. Second one is these components are uncorrelated. It is given. Reduce the correlated variables, and we can choose only few principal components. Okay, that is the advantage. Now what we are going to do? We are going to do a regression analysis with the help of principal component. Okay. So previously we did not consider any dependent variable. Now we are going to consider one.
Again, yes, I informed the sir.
Yes, again we.
Yes, sir, you are visible.
I'm visible, but shall we go for some other Google Meet like this? Why it is but it take time for you? Abhinav?
Yes.
Actually, it is not possible to.
Google Meet is not possible. What you are saying?
Sir, I'm saying that it's not possible to switch platforms.
Immediately. Okay.
Yes,
But
sir. And the thing is, if you want, you can share your PPT. We'll try to upload it from here so that you only use the audio feature.
I already shared the PPT.
Okay. Then Ankit, maybe you can upload it from here itself.
Yes, you can share it. But that is not the reason, it seems.
Yes, sir. But the thing is, let us try to minimize the functionalities that you do from your end. Like you minimize the video.
But if I want to highlight something, how I will show that?
Yes.
Yes, that. Yes.
But no problem, you share the screen, no problem. I will manage with your PPT. Please share the screen from your side.
Okay. Ankit? Anshul, sir?
Give me a second, sir. I'm doing it. And give me a second.
It's only my class it is happening in, I think, because of.
But actually, one more thing you can do, if you are running multiple applications on your system that require the internet, you can close them if you want. Maybe due to that also, you will get more bandwidth then. for this meeting.
Sir, unfortunately, it is happening only for this session actually. Otherwise, yeah.
No, I did not open any other applications. I have opened only application means any other devices you are saying.
No, sir. Anything that can consume that can take the bandwidth. Like Google Chrome, if you are browsing something, like you're using the Jupyter Notebook online. So.
Achha, that one, okay. But that has, okay, yes, maybe you are correct. That may be. But I never faced here I never faced any problem. Okay. That's why I closed it. Yes, you are sharing. Yes. You go to next slide. Go to next. No, not this one, principal component regression. I have sent you another PPT, na?
Okay, then
Sir,
let's
you can take on, click on take control.
wait, Vishal, wait. Sir, I have 3 PPTs: hierarchical methods, partition method, and PCA.
It's only 3 PC, 1 minute only. In the PCA there are 48 slides there. Oh, you are not having that one?
No, sir. I am having only 14 slides on the PCA.
Oh, maybe I share with another version. Okay, I will copy it. Oh, that may be the case. Save your copy. I am sending it again.
Okay, sir.
Because directly from Office 365, I am directly running it. Oh, that may be the reason. Because I opened from the Office 365 directly.
Yeah, might be, sir, might be. Because Office 365 is itself a heavy application.
Okay. Then what I will do? Okay.
You can just mail us, sir. I will share my screen.
Yes. Yeah, I have shared that. I think now it will work because previously directly I am opening from Office 365. So I closed it. Now that may be the reason. Yes. Now I will open directly from my Office.
Yes, sir.
Now we will try. This time we will try. If any problem, you can share the screen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes. It is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yeah. So now we are going to do the principal component regression, PCR. So in the development of this kind of model, there are principal y variable and x variable. The first step usually to do a principal component analysis on the independent variable. Okay. Then the derived principal component which were derived from independent variables are used as a new independent variable in a multiple regression analysis with a dependent variable. So what I have taken, what is the procedure? First, you take all independent variables and standardize that independent variables. Please remember, the way we are standardizing previously, we did not divide by the standard deviation. But now we are dividing by the standard deviation because we are doing a regression analysis. And for the dependent variable, you did not divide by standard deviation because there was only one dependent variable. So what we have done is, the next step is we have to find out the matrix Z. Z equal to X into A, where X is N cross P matrix of observation on P independent variable. Okay. What is the A? A is eigenvectors. Okay. Now the Z is a new components. Transform the data. Z equal to X into A. Once we know that Z equal to X into A, so now the Y is Z into B. Okay. Here Z is kind of an independent variable. The B is our regression coefficients. Okay. We have to find out this B for an unknown parameter. Okay. If you are using a matrix to solve a regression equations, you can use this method, but we can use simple Excel also. So, yeah, this is the problem starts. This screen is visible, Vandana?
Yes.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, you see that we have 1, 2, up to 10 independent variable, and there is one dependent variable Y. I think this is there in the Excel. Now I open Excel. That is another Excel.
Again, screen freeze. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think
and
due to this Excel example.
Ankit? Ankit?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir is joining. You share the screen, yes?
Okay, sir.
Ankit, share the screen.
Yes, sir. Just give me 1 minute, sir. I'm sharing.
Share the screen, I'm sure. I think Abhinav is sharing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sharing. Just give me 1 second.
Can you open that another Excel file, PCA regression?
Yes, sir. I'm doing that. Yes, sir. Is it visible, sir?
One minute. Not visible to me so far. I'm waiting. Let us see.
It's not visible. Yeah, Ankit, now it is visible.
Yes, it is visible. Go left. Go left side.
Yes, sir.
Go to the left side of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Still left. Still left.
Yes, sir.
Still left. Yes. You keep it. You see that? Actually, this data I have taken. There is one professor from IIC Bangalore. He has used this data set for explaining principal component regression. Professor Majumdar. I have taken from his PPT. Look at this. There are how many years is there? There are 20 years. No, 19 years, right? 79 to 1997.
19 years, sir.
19 years. There are 10 independent variable, 1 dependent variable. In the first one, I think I can have a control now here. How to do that?
Take control by using take control, sir.
How to do that one?
So in the top of the screen, you might be getting an option take control.
No, actually you have shared the screen actually.
Okay.
Local copy कर रहे हैं.
Okay, leave it. I'm not getting that option to control. Get the control.
In case of PPT, you will be able to take control, but not in case of Excel file.
Okay, Excel file. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So what I have done, I have find out for each independent variable, I found the mean and standard deviation. It is visible. See, 1,800. Yes. Then see column number N2. You keep your cursor there, N2. There we are getting answer is 0.17. Keep your cursor there. Click that cell. N2. N2. N2.
Yes, sir.
F.
N for Nagaland. You see that? You see what formula I used there? Yes. No, you are right. You are getting right. Go up. 0.17 is there, na?
Yes, sir.
0.17, the second.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, you see the formula. What formula used? Yes. That is D2 minus its mean divided by its standard deviation. Then I have dragged it.
Yes.
Like that I have done for all the 10 independent variables. Now you go to right hand side. Go to right hand side. Yeah, you go to Y variable. Next one. You see, you keep your cursor on X2. That is the
Left,
yes. That one. Now you see the formula.
Actually, sir, the screen is lagging. That's why I'm going, but it's lagging. That's why it's
It's
this.
okay.
That's what. Now you see how I have centered that value minus corresponding mean. I did not divide by the standard deviation here.
Yes. So,
Okay.
So why, sir, it is
It
actually?
is dependent variable.
It is because if there are two dependent variables, we should divide by corresponding standard deviation.
Yes.
If there is only one dependent variable, we need not divide by standard deviation.
Yes.
Because the regression analysis is, what is the assumption in the regression analysis is, the variance of each independent variable should be same. Please remember, the variance of each independent is called the homoscedasticity. There is an assumption. Homoscedasticity means the variance of each independent variable should be same. Otherwise, we cannot do the regression analysis. Otherwise, the linearity assumption is violated. Okay. Now you come down. You go to N24. Keep your cursor on N24. N24. So at the bottom, what I have done for the centered x and y value, I am finding the covariance matrix. You see that come down. For example, you say M24. M24 is as a written covariance of x1 comma x1. So that value is 1. For example, O24. Go to O24. O24 is covariance between x1 and x2. See the, okay, that is the bottom. You go to what is that? N25. Bottom. You see the formula? In Excel there is a formula, what I have used it. That is, I am finding the covariance between x1 comma x2. Right? So in this, please come down, show the full table of the covariance matrix. Come down. Yes, now you see that. See, I have filled only the lower triangle of the matrix, lower triangle of this table, because the upper triangle is similar. Are you agree?
Yes.
Pushpusha is asking some question. Pushpusha has raised the hand. Yes, Pushpusha. Pushpusha. Okay. So now what I have done, I have found only the lower triangle values, then I pasted in the upper triangle also, because it is identical. Yes, Abhinav?
Yes, yes.
So now for this matrix, what is this matrix called? The covariance matrix. I am going to find out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So what I have done, go up, go up, go up, go up. You go to Z column, AA column. For example, AA column. Yes, yes, you see this. Okay, here what I have done, I have taken only, okay, that is eigenvector. Okay. So for this covariance matrix, here now I want to share my Anaconda, because I have used Python to find out the eigenvalues, eigenvectors for this covariance matrix. But for that purpose, I need to open Python, because then only I can show what is this.
Participant who already raised his or her hand can ask the question. If you have any doubt,
Okay, please ask the question.
like Ankit Maurya, Prabhat Kumar, just unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, my question is, sir, please explain the table.
Which table?
Sir, this one, 23.
Which table you are mentioning?
He is
Sir,
talking
sir,
This
last
table.
part.
this table.
Covariance tables he is asking, right?
Covariance table.
Yes, sir. COVID table.
Yes, we'll ask. Vandana, can you explain, Vandana? Let us see. I will check your understanding.
Yeah. In the covariance, if you see that in the above table, we have like a 10 independent 10 dependent variable and 1 dependent variable, right? So on that basis, we calculate for the independent variable, we have find like x minus x bar upon sigma, right? And for dependent variable, how we will normalize, that is y minus y bar. Now, if you see the covariance matrix table, it is like in the first column, like if you see that is cov x1 comma x1, it means you have to calculate like for the x1 with respect to x1 and similar x1 x2, these are 10 covariance, right? In the first column, if you see that the diagonal matrix, we have a like a 1 1 1 1 1. This means whenever we are finding like a covariance, it means for the x1 with respect to x1, right? So it is an identical matrix. So that's why the lower triangular value we have feed with is like covariance we have calculated, and that is replicated in the upper diagonal, because if you remember that we are finding out like a minus lambda I equal to 0, right? And after that a into lambda. So that's why it is just like you have to calculate either in the lower triangle, and that same thing is replicated in the upper triangular value. Okay? Otherwise, we are using the same formula for covariance.
Ma'am, in this table shown 1 1 is covariance, right?
It is yeah, because see, x1, when we are finding with the x1 with x1 covariance, sir has said that it is like a variance value, right? Because if we have a two different values, if we are finding a covariance of x1 comma x2, we are getting a some value. Otherwise, it has a like a variable, and definitely there's.
Vandana, that also I have explained. You please check N22. Please keep your cursor on N22. Abhinav, keep your cursor on N22. See that? Yeah. Covariance is nothing but the variance of that variable. So after standardizing, if you are finding the covariance and variance of each variable, you will get only one. See that is got the answer is one. So that one is filled among this diagonal value. Right, Vandana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to share my Python, because for this covariance matrix, I'm going to find out the eigenvalue and eigenvectors. So here I need to share, because I did not share the Python output with you. So can I share?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Shall I share it? Very quickly, I will share it. I will stop it. After that, you can share. Yeah. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
So now what I have done, this is my, where I have highlighted, no? This is my covariance matrix. For this covariance matrix, I have executed, I got this, you see, this portion is my eigenvalues. How many eigenvalues there? Abhinav? Please count it. Yes, because 10 cross 10 matrix, there are 10 eigenvalues. So how many eigenvectors will be there?
10.
Yes, 10. So these eigenvectors, okay, now you stop sharing. It's okay, I will stop sharing now. Abhinav can share. Now you go back to the, yes, you share it. Yes, Abhinav, now you share the Excel sheet. I think Aman has asked some question. Now.
Vishaka, unmute Aman. Till then the slide is set, sir can handle few queries, right?
Yes.
Okay, come down. So what we are going to do, please come down. I want to see L37. L37. Abhinav, go to L37, that column. L, Lanka, you see that.
Ankit L.
Yes. Now what you have seen, yes, see that. These are the eigenvalues. 4.9, 2.55, 1.03, 0.50, 0.32, 0.28. So what I have done, you click the sum. I have added all the sum. The sum is 10. Keep your cursor there in the sum. L48. L48. L48 N2, no, that is not the variance. No, otherwise, no, you go to, okay. Why here? I copied from there. So otherwise, go to P39, both are same. P39, P for park.
That's right.
Right hand side.
Actually, due to network, this lag is happening.
It's okay.
Now you see, these are the 10 eigenvalues. How I got that 49? I have 4. How we got 49? 4.9 divided by 10. That is my value of 49. I think that is the same thing here also there. It's the same thing. You go to, both are same, I think. M37. Go to M37. Abhinav. I think both are same matrix. M30, yeah. So the first eigenvector explaining 49% of the variance. Come down. The second eigenvalue and corresponding eigenvectors explaining 25% of the variance. So the next column, N37, Nagaland, you see that Naga.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes. Now I think somebody is muted me. Okay, okay. Now is audible?
Yes, sir. Please
Uh, you see what we have done it. I found the cumulative variance. So when I find in the cumulative variance, if I consider first 6 eigenvector, I can explain 96% of the variability. With that n Abhinav, please click keep your cursor on N42. Vandana, are you there? Vandana?
Yes, sir.
Vandana Bharati?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you see that. The first 6 eigenvalues and corresponding eigenvectors can explain 96% of the variance of the actual value. So now what we are going to consider, instead of considering all independent variables, okay, that means all eigenvectors. Here I'm going to consider only 6 eigenvectors that I have pasted at the top. Go up, I'll tell you. Go up. I think we are exceeding to another class. Go up. Abhinav, please go up. Vandana, ask Abhinav to go up.
Sir, actually, due to the lag in the network, you are witnessing this.
Okay. Come right side. Come right side.
It's lagging.
Come right side. Now you see that. How many column is there? See, Z2 to A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have taken only 6 eigenvectors. Why Vandana only 6 eigenvector I have taken?
Because most of the values from the first component we are getting like a 96% of the
Yes. Now what I am going to do? Now I am going to multiply this eigenvectors with our standardized value. Go to on the right hand side. Go to right hand side. There was a matrix multiplication. Go to right hand side.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, I am really sorry, but due to shortage of time, we can go on for another 5 minutes only. And then
Yes.
if you want, you can take some questions for another 5 minutes.
Yes, we can stop it because I understand we are exceeding the time.
Yes, or you can go on for another 5 minutes, then we'll take questions for another 5 minutes and then.
Finish it now.
Vishaka, we can do one thing that the questions now we can take the question, just ask the participant that they will mail to the organizer and we will handle that question, right? So sir can complete their
Sure,
task
ma'am.
like a
It's on the discretion. It's let us leave it on the discretion of Dr. Andanandam.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. If you want to entertain the queries through email, then we will be happy to do that.
Yes, right. Because they can send me the question, but I will complete it what I have intended to do. Because otherwise,
Yes, sir, definitely you will
Go
come.
on then.
now what has happened? This is if you keep AI, you keep your cursor there. AI2, AI2. Maybe due to lagging, it is coming. Yeah, what you have done, this is not the variance. This is the matrix multiplication of your 10 independent variables with this 6 eigenvectors. So now what has happened? Now we have new 6 what do you say, 6 independent variables, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, and we have one dependent variable, that is Y. So now you go to regression output. Click on sheet 2, now sheet regression output. The same Excel file. Abhinav. Yeah, now you see this. Yeah. This is okay. Yeah, here what we have done, we have taken all independent variables. When we take all independent variables, what is R square value? 98, right? When we consider 10 independent variables, our R square is 98. Yes? Now please show the PPT. Now show the PPT now. Don't go for the Excel. Show the PPT now. Show the PPT.
Sharing, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Come down, come down. Go to 45 slides, 45 slides. Slide is visible to me, go to 45 slides.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, please click on take control option. Then you will be able to manage the slides by yourself.
Okay, okay. I've done it, done it, done it.
So you can do it again. Once more. Yes, sir.
Now to go to next slide.
Sir, on the left side, there is a small bar. Slide
Sir,
for
navigation arrows.
bar on the left side.
It is there, yes. So this is 10 independent variables, and I have taken I am multiplying. This is a multiplying independent variable versus 6 eigenvectors. Now I got 6 components. Now I'm going to this one. Yeah. So I think I will come to this slide. You see this one. On the right hand side, I have a green color output that says a regression output by considering only 6 components. And the left hand side, right, there is a regression output by considering all the 10 components. Visible? Here, I think I cannot write it here. I cannot write here, no? Okay. So actually, this is my last slide with it. I will stop it. In the light green says, the light green side output says, when we do the regression analysis by considering 6 components with the dependent variable, I got R square is 97. The blue one says regression analysis by considering all independent variables. So when we compare the R square, when we consider all independent variables, the R square value is 98. But we consider only 6 independent variables. Here independent variables are components. We are getting 97. So what is the advantage of this? What is the advantage of the comparison is, instead of considering all 10 independent variables, if you use 6 components, that is giving equal output of the equal value of R square. See here 0.98, here 0.97, almost same. So what we are inferring from here, instead of using 10 independent variables, we can use only 6 components that will produce the same result. So this is my conclusion. With that, we will stop it. We'll go for the question. I have given the PPT. Otherwise, you can go to my for the cluster analysis. Please visit my NPTEL lecture. NPTEL lecture name is, Vandana, please note down, Data Analytics with Python.
Yes.
There I have explained all the clustering analysis in detail. The PPT which I shared with you also, the PPT which I used for my taking that course, recording that course, you can refer it. So any questions you can ask me, otherwise we'll stop this presentation. I think this is the first time I'm facing this kind of difficulty due to network. No problem.
No,
If
no
it
issue,
is-
no issue, but it is given in the very depth description, so it is not issue. I think everyone will get benefited.
In some other occasions, on a free time, if you are interested, I will deliver in detail the lecture of this one. So, any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, we can stop the presentation.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good
Sir,
morning.
can you hear me? I'm Lakshman.
Yes, Lakshman. Yes,
I have
Lakshman.
one
Please
doubt.
ask your query.
Yes,
Can you
Lakshman.
hear me clearly? Thank you for your
Yes.
presentation. Sir, I have just one doubt. So, in case the data set you have shown are all numerical variables, so can we,
Yes.
if our data set is mix of categorical as well as numerical variables, so can we do this PCA on all the variables, including categorical? So that's my doubt. I think.
No, categorical variables, yes. Like gender.
Gender,
Like
yeah,
gender.
income level, or any other categorical variables.
Then,
So
then
do we
you
have to exclude those variables and then do get PC only on the numerical, or can we consider them as well?
Actually, for the basic assumption of this regression actually the regression analysis, it is applicable only for a continuous variable.
Okay.
But if you are using a categorical variable, that can be coded into a continuous variable using the concept of we used to do in the dummy variable regression.
Yeah.
But it's a good question. I have not done that way. For categorical variable, I have not done any principal component analysis, but I will try. But what I am assuming now, that we can code that dummy variable. Then we can do further, but that also not possible, it seems.
Okay.
But yes, good question. I will inform you because I am not done. I don't want to give the wrong answer, but it's a good question. I will try this.
Thank
Hello.
you.
Yes,
Hello, sir.
Yes, Vishaka.
Sir, I just want to know that what is the practical significance of linear regression in programming? Where when you do programming,
If you do your programming, what is it?
practical significance of linear regression.
No, the linear regression, actually when we do, what is the meaning of, you mean statistical significance is okay. What is the meaning of technical significance? What do you mean? I'm not getting. You mean to say statistical significance?
Yes, sir.
See, when you do any regression analysis, you have to see the p-value. You see my Excel output, the p-value is less than 0.05, that independent variable is a significant variable.
Okay.
If the p-value is more than 0.05, that means that variable needs to be dropped from the regression model because that variable is not significant. So
Yes, sir, got it.
I request you for further, please see my NPTEL lecture on data analytics with Python. There I have discussed in detail.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
So not only that, if you are watching that NPTEL video, if you want to have any material or Python code, please write to me. I will share the material, data set and the Python code with you. You can use as it is.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes, Vandana. Vishaka.
Yes, sir. Due to some time constraints, we won't be able to entertain more queries. So others can email their queries to us, and we will forward it to you if that's okay.
Thank you very much.
Sir, before you go, I would like to ask Sanjay to give you a proper thanks send out for them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vishaka. Thank you, sir. And first of all, I would like to thank you for patiently waiting for technical glitches. So we are very grateful to you. And thank you, sir, for delivering such an intuitive lecture on principal component regression. This lecture had witnessed over active participation of more than 500 participants, and I hope that all the audience must have benefited a lot from this lecture. Also, personally, I found this session to be very quite edifying and interesting, sir. Sir, as we now present a small memento to you.
Okay, so thank you.
What's your memento?
Okay, thank you. Good.
Thank you so much.
Professor,
Despite the technical glitches, we were happy to have you, and this session kept us on the edges of our seat. And now I would like to ask Professor Singh to say some few words.
So, thank you, Professor Ramesh, for giving us time.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward for your future cooperation also. If we are conducting some short-term course or something like that, we can do it jointly also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, sir, my intention, many times students use the, they use the package, they load the data, at the end they are getting the result. They don't know what is happening inside.
Right.
My intention is that they should understand what is happening on the software.
Right.
That's why I have explained in detail about all the steps in the principal component analysis, so that student will have more confidence. Otherwise, it's like a equivalent to garbage out.
Right.
Okay. So thank you, sir. Singh sir, thank you very much. In future, we can do collaborative some work, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Okay. Can I leave, sir, now?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, participants, now we'll take a short break of 15 minutes and be back at 11:30 in the next session.
বইটা দেখ বইটা দেখ ওগুলো ওইসব বানাগুলো সব
আমি তো জেনে শুনেই বলি মুখে দেখতে দেখার পরেই বলি করতে হবে না বুঝতে পারবো গাড়ি আবার জল আছে চারিপাশে জল মাঝখানে মাঝখানে
বেশি খাচ্ছিলাম না
দেখাচ্ছে সব দেখছে বসে পাচ্ছে আমি চুল মাছ খেতে পারবো না তুই তো ভর্তি হয়ে যাবে কিছু বাড়তে পারলো না কিছু হলো না ওরা শুধু দেখাতে পারে না এদিক ওদিক ঝাপায় ওদিক বোঝা না এর মতন করছে এর মতো পড়াই পেশে পড়েছে জলের মাঝখানে বুঝবে যে কিছু যদি ইয়েতে থাকতে তাও হয়তো দেখেছে সেরা হয়েছে মনে হচ্ছে পারি
দেখিনি এই মুনিওটা পাঠিয়ে দেবো আরেকটা আজকে দেখ
ও বাবা ওই টেক্সটটা কি তুমি করেছো না গোয়া মা কন্ট্যাক্ট গোয়া মা
আমি
কন্ট্যাক্ট
করে দিয়েছি কেউ পাচ্ছি না
আমি বুঝেইছি লেখা দেখি
এসছিল
হ্যাঁ গোয়া মা কন্ট্যাক্ট
গো
গোয়া মা স্ল্যাশ
গো
দেবো
ওটা পেয়েছিল আমি তাহলে শিখেছি
টেক্সট এসেছে কোন ভালো লাগবে বাবা যদি এরকম ইয়ে ফোন রাখে এর জন্যই তোমাদের বলি একটা যদি ছোট ছোটই তো ফোন হতো ওইগুলো বাচ্চা বুঝিয়ে দিই করতে
না
যদি
আমার
পারো
অফিসের ফোনে করেছি
ভালো লাগে
বুঝেছি
বলো তো? কি ওটা কি বটনের ফোন নাকি
অফিসে দিয়ে
টাচের ফোন
টাচ ফোন
টাচ ফোন ছাড়া তো হবে না
টাচ ফোনে
শিখতে
হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ
চাও বলেও করতে পারো
ওইখানে শিখে বললাম একটু দেখা করে তারপর লিখেছি গো
বইয়ে
আমার
মায়ে
কন্ট্যাক্ট
তোমার ইয়ে
এসছি আমি
করলে
ভাবছিলাম
হয়তো কেন আসবে না তোমরা যদি নিজে
ও ইউনো একটা আওয়াজ হলো কুড়ুম করে আওয়াজ
আসে
কুড়ুম করে আওয়াজ হলে গেল না ফটো তুলে পাঠানো শিখে যাবে
নিজে ফোন রাখলে কত ভালো লাগে তোমরা জানতেই চাও সব এ করবে ও করবে এ করে দেবে ও করে দেবে সব জীবন চলে
বলছি এ তো বন্ধ হয়ে গেল ইয়েটা কোথায় তাহলে একটু দাও বাকি ভাত দিচ্ছে
দেখতে হবে আমার বাবা দিয়েছে বই মায়া করছে কত ভালো লাগে বললো না এর স্ট্যাটাসে দেয় এই বাবা আমার এই ছবি দেখে বলছে খুব পাকা হয়েছো কোন দেয় বাবা কিছুই পারে না এদিকে কিছু পারো না এটা ওরকম ডলা বাঁধলে হবে না ডলা বাঁধলে পড়ে যায় হ্যাঁ এরকম বিএসসি চেয়ারম্যান মহোদয়
বিজেপি ভালো চালটা নিয়েছে, সবাই রেগে গেছিল ঠিকই, সব ছন্ন ছাড়া হয়ে গেছে বিজেপি। দিলীপকে কালকে একটা ইন্টারভিউ
এটা বন্ধ করে হয়ে গেল তোমার এখানে শেষ নয় জল আবার বাধা দিই বইটা থেকে একটা মা ভুলে গেলে জানি তো